Look, if you're a long-term investor like I am, you definitely don't want to miss this next video. I'm going to be talking about a sector I've been deploying a lot of capital into that's projected to grow a ton over the next 20, 30, and even 40 years. Profits are growing, dividends are flowing, so without further ado, let's begin. So one of the first things I want to talk about in this video is thank you so much for the incredible growth on my channel the past few weeks. I've really been working hard trying to improve the video quality and really lay out all the information for each video. I really appreciate it. Once we reach 5,000 subscribers within our community, I will be giving away a Realty Income hat as well as doing a live stream. So thank you so much for all you new subscribers. Welcome to the community. All right, so in this video, I want to talk about the theme is booming profits. And what am I talking about here? Well, I'm talking about baby boomers, right? The immediate generation born post-World War II that essentially repopulated the United States after the wartime.
The post-World War II rise of the middle class had produced a huge number of babies, the largest generation in world history.
Highlighted in this aqua green color, I want you to really take into account these numbers. So 10,000, that's the first number, right? 10,000 is the number of baby boomers turning age 65 every single day, and that's projected to continue into the 2030s. So that's a massive, massive portion of the U.S. stepping into retirement, getting into their golden years. 2020, the first time in human history, people age 65 and older will outnumber children under age 5. Again, we have this aging population. These are massive numbers here. All right, the next thing I'd like you to really think about is 70% and 15 trillion. Well, baby boomers currently control, and will so over the next 5 years, control 70% of all U.S. disposable income and will inherit $15 trillion over the next 20 years from their parents, the silent generation.
That's me.
So a lot of disposable income within this aging population, which is growing massively. And the next one, 7 out of 10 of Americans 65 and older will require some form of nursing care, long-term care in their lifetime. Really nice figure here. Home health aides, fastest growing occupation over the next 5 years, expected to grow over 20% in the next 5 years. Now, all of these stats and information, I will cite the sources in the video description below. But this is the investment sector that we're talking about today. Now, what's nice about this sector is it really is applicable to everyone. You know, it doesn't matter if you're there right now watching this video, or you're even younger than I am, or you're middle-aged, kind of in the same group as I am. We will all get there one day, so this is something that really, you know, we can all look forward to, the golden years where we've worked hard our entire life and now we're ready to enjoy it. Well, let's talk about some investments that I own within my portfolio, and don't worry about if you can't read these stats down here. As long as you can see the tickers, these green numbers are just for me to remember to make sure that I cover everything in the video. So we have a massive opportunity here. We have thousands, tens of thousands of Americans stepping into retirement every single day. So how have I set up my portfolio to make sure that I'm profiting from this growing population of aging Americans? All right, so the first stock that I'd like to mention that I own within my portfolio that applies to this sector is ticker LTC, Long-Term Care Properties. It's a REIT, or real estate investment trust, that owns the physical buildings, the physical property that operate long-term care facilities, right? Out-of-home nursing care. So what's really nice is as these individuals age into their later years, 7 out of 10 of them will require some sort of long-term care and possibly need to go into a long-term care facility. What's really nice is, again, they pay monthly, and right now it's paying $2.28 a share, which is a really nice dividend yield of 5.3%. So again, that's long-term care properties. This one probably all of you own, or you've at least heard of it, J&J, Johnson & Johnson, right? It's a very, very globally diversified healthcare giant that is in many, many different sectors. One of them, this company will benefit largely from this population here. Currently, they pay a dividend of $3.60, which equals out right now currently to about 2.6% yield. This one is a really interesting play. It's Carnival Cruise Lines. Maybe you have been on a Carnival cruise. I have several times. Currently, they pay $2 a share, which is almost a 3% yield, and they are the leader in global cruises. And right here at this point, 70% and 15 trillion. Well, baby boomers control, again, 70% of all U.S. disposable income. That's why you always see retirement age people on cruises. And they will inherit more than 15 trillion over the next 20 years. Every time I've been on a cruise, I've actually had a lot of fun chatting with some older people, whether it's at the bar or wherever it is near the pool. And they always tell me they go on them, you know, at least quarterly. Some people even retire on them. So I'm an owner of Carnival Cruise Lines for this, and just because I like cruises. And they reward shareholders if you own enough of the shares with nice discounts on cruises. So I definitely will own that long term. This next one is EHC. It applies to this statistic here, Encompass Home Health Care. So again, fastest growing occupation. Well, this is the leader in home health aids. And so right now they pay $1.08 a share, which equals out to be about 1.4% dividend yield. And for dividend investors, you may think, oh man, that's a little small, but this company has experienced a lot of growth over the past 5 years, so obviously it pushes that yield percentage down. They do have a very low payout ratio, so that dividend is strong, and they do have room to increase it. Definitely a long-term hold for me. This next one I spoke about. If you've watched several videos on my channel, you may have heard me talk about this one in my Chris Dunn video, my part 1. I will be filming a part 2 here shortly. Ticker SCI, Service Corporation International. And this is the leader in funeral homes and crematory services within the fragmented market of the United States. And so again, this is a very recession-resistant stock. You know, as we will all get there, you know, this is something that, you know, cannot be discriminated against. We will all get there one day, and this is a stock that has everything to do with the death care or post-life industry. So that's a really nice one to hold long term, and I'll hold this until my last day for the most part. This last one is an ETF I own, or exchange traded fund, LNGR. Again, it's an ETF. It has 100 stocks that covers the theme of the aging population in America. And it pays a tiny dividend right now, but keep in mind this is more of a growth play, this particular ETF, and I'll hold this for a while. Again, it has 100 different holdings, and you get the 100 stock diversification for only 52 basis points in expenses, which I think is fairly reasonable. You know, it's no Vanguard, but it's pretty good for, you know, choosing a specific theme. So with that being said, this is my video on booming profits, on, you know, investing in the aging United States population. And again, all of these statistics will be cited in the description below. Again, thank you so much for the growth and activity on my channel. And I'd like to ask you a question. Do you own any of these stocks? If so, what do you think of them? What do you think of investing in this theme or sector overall? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you own some stocks that really apply to this that I haven't listed here? If so, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this information within this video, definitely consider subscribing and giving it a like. That definitely helps me out in growing the channel even more, so I can spend more time doing these videos. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. If there's a specific investment sector or a specific stock that you'd like to see me cover, drop it in the comment section below, and I'll definitely consider putting it on my list for videos to do in the future. So thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you next time.